women especially, they are very shy about their sexuality. As couples, if you want a threesome, for example, as the guy, so you're open to threesomes, like you want to explore a threesome, you want to bring in another girl, then you should be open to another man digging your wife right there in front of you. It's the same thing. When I go to the gym and I see chest everywhere, I'm always confused, just like any guy would do, and you see different bum-bums and everything everywhere.
Are you supposed to be confused as a married woman? My name is Jahbless.
But what has made some people different to be able to stick to a partner for the rest of their lives is the fact that they were just disciplined. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, because if you take away self-discipline, and all of that, even though Solomon was lucky and he was favored by God,
okay.
I mean, what makes you think that you're going to get the same treatment from God? God loves everyone, but then we know that he loves some people more, especially than some people.
Okay. If you look at what the Holy Quran says,
okay,
right? Holy Quran actually supported polygamy, right? But there's a clause to it, right? And the clause is, as long as you can treat them equally.
Now, can he treat them equally? No. Even when you have a normal side chick, the side chick is trying to be the wife or trying to shift the wife to one corner. Where is the love there? It can never be equal. And the reason why the side chick is always having shoulders to do that is because you're beginning to place the side chick above your wife. I'm a lady too. If you make me feel so special, I begin to see myself as the queen of your life. So even though you have someone and the person doesn't really matter anymore, as long as I'm concerned, I'm the queen of your life. But so you can see the clause. Is it treating them equally? If it's treating them equally, I don't think that there will be issues between side chicks and wives.
Don't you think this whole thing is just a Western introduction into our doctrine that is not really us as Africans?
Well, you mean polygamy?
Monogamy.
Yeah. Well, for me, okay, before I talk about that, in as much as people say open relationships are not is not of God, blah 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 and all, I think I'm a fan of open relationships, and I think that's why over there it's embraced. And look at Will Smith, for example. People think he's stupid, but I think I love their kind of marriage.
Are they into open relationship? That's
an open relationship. You know that there's someone screwing your wife. I know that there's someone screwing my husband. I've gotten to the level to understand that at some point, not that we don't love each other anymore. We might not really be, maybe we are not just, it might not be that we are not attracted to each other anymore, but then I crave for someone else. You crave for someone else, and it shouldn't be a big
That's
deal.
exactly what I'm saying. So is biological, is human.
Yes.
It's human to be like that. Right? So why do you want to force yourself and stick to, because they said it should be this way, then it should be this way? Why can't you explore?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's if both parties are involved. You know that the main problem here is when one party wants to do something and the other one is not agreeing to it. That's always the problem. But when both parties are, not a big deal, let's have fun, let's try, we are fine. It might look crazy to the world, but then you guys are having fun. No problem. Right? So what majority of the men want to do, from what I'm seeing, is that they want to get away with these things. They want to do threesomes. They want to have 10 wives. They want to have 15 wives. But then the moment you see your own woman, so if you can have 10 wives, do you get? So you can have 10 wives, 5 wives, side chicks and all of that. For me, to me, I don't see anything wrong. Like, okay, Kunle, I think I feel like also having sex with someone else, and it should not be a big deal. If I've been accommodating your excesses, it shouldn't be a big deal that I want to dig someone else too. That is my own mentality.
But Kunle will never agree.
So if he cannot agree, then he should keep his dick in his pants and keep it for me only. And I keep my pussy for him only as well. That's how it's meant to be. But then I'm not saying, you know, when we talk like this, it looks as if maybe you're trying to revenge. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, not like because you went to screw someone else, then I want to do my own back. I'm not really a fan of that. But what I'm trying to say is that whatever led you to whatever you have in your mind that is making you think, oh, you want to get down with someone else, or it's okay for you to get down with someone else. I mean, we ladies too. Do you think that we also don't like to have well, don't let me say all of us, because I know some ladies will say never. It can't be me in Jesus' name. Never. What's the rate to say? But do you think that some of us too, we don't want to taste another what I say now? You know, it's just like that. So you like it, you want to we also have such.
Okay, if it is most people, right, like you said, if it is most people, that means majority of people would like to explore outside that cage of monogamy, right? That's exactly what you just said, right? Most people want to explore. They want to, you know.
Yeah, most people want to explore.
So basically, the monogamy idea is just conditioning.
Well, maybe, yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people want to explore. I mean, if we take out like 150 couples, I can bet that it's just 20 out of the 150 couples that are truly practicing monogamy.
Wow.
Honestly, like majority of the men, women, they all have one secret fantasy that they want to they want to fulfill. Like, let me just quickly do it. Nobody
you know, somebody once told me that even women actually do most of these things than men. Like, women actually cheats better. I'm not disputing that. And it's not like I'm trying to cast anyone. Like, just like, so it's the reason why I'm trying to let you know that the same blood that flows in men honestly is the same thing. If you think that desire for someone else is only with men, it's a big lie. It's a very big lie. I mean, we've got blood running in our, you know, feelings, emotions. Yeah. Like that, so you meet people too that will sweep you off your feet. Yeah. So just like you're married to your wife and then you bump into someone maybe at the mall or something, and then you can't explain how he's doing you with the person, and you guys just want to get down. It happens to ladies too. Wow. You will meet people that are finer than your husband. I mean, people that are hotter, richer, everything. You will meet girls that are finer than your wife, like hot and all. Do you understand? So that's where the self-discipline comes in. Exactly. That's where self-discipline comes in. Because I always tell myself something. I'm like, okay, if I meet someone today, oh, this guy is so handsome, gosh, fresh boy and everything, and he's looking like my head is doing turn around, I would just, you know, I tell myself that you still meet someone finer tomorrow. Yeah, you meet someone finer tomorrow, you will still meet better people. So if there's no self-discipline, do you want to be getting down with everybody? No, it doesn't make sense. So don't even do it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So self-discipline is very, very important. I mean, I think with self-discipline we can do away with a lot of things. Self-discipline and I mean, be a cheerful giver. Don't be selfish. So if you know you want threesome too, let your wife enjoy the threesome too, except she doesn't like it. So one thing I've also noticed when it comes to marriage and all these things, sometimes it starts so good. You know, everybody is fresh, you know, especially when you're newly married, you're into her, she's into you. But as time goes on, you just notice that, you know, it's not as, you know, as refreshing as it used to be, and the sexual pleasures are not there anymore, you know, and that breaks a whole lot of homes too, you know. How do you take care of situations like that? You know, I said something earlier. I was like, when it comes to marriage, the truth is that at some point, is the reality that we don't want to accept. So I think the earlier people start realizing that, the better. Okay. At some point, if you like, love each other
100%, want 200%, be very, very sexy. I mean, you like be sexy as fuck, be hot as fuck. No matter who you are, at some point, all right, you would experience this phase. And the reason is because the early years looks, calm, refreshing. Why? Because there's really no responsibilities yet. For some, the early years, they've not even had kids yet, and maybe gradually kids set in. But as you progress in the marriage, you become so used to each other. That's one, which can actually, cause a decline in the attraction to yourselves without you knowing. Then number 2, pressure, work pressure. You're working more than how you used to work then, right? Apart from that, even your health, you're growing. You're growing.
It's not.
I mean, more exercise. Maybe you now need more things to be able to match. Your sexual energy. Those days it was just, there was really nothing. Maybe you're not even working then, or maybe you were working and all your salary was just for you alone. There's this mindset when you're single, you're just enjoying life. It's just you. Even if you have a babe or you have a guy, it's just you and your boyfriend. But then when you get married,
when there are responsibilities now,
you become more responsible. You start catering for your parents, your kids, children. There are so many things involved. All of this without you knowing, whether you like it or not, whether you are very rich or you are below average or you are just average, all of this would affect you psychologically without you realizing it. Now, all of this begins to enter into your mind, and because of too much work, there's so many things you're thinking about, it affects your sex life. So from someone that used to have badass sex in the beginning, right, you see that at some point the sex is no longer as hot as it used to be. In your mind that it's no longer as hot as it used to be, but you're too busy to even want to accept. So anyhow, just do it. I know some couples that will say, as long as we're having sex once a week, that's okay. But is your once a week even good enough to bring the memories, to help you feel that both of you are still into each other? That's another food for thought, and before you know it, there's just a decline, serious one. Now for the woman, right, apart from work pressure too, maybe she's a working class type, or even if she's not a working class type, taking care of kids is actually a job on its own. It's not easy, and then she's also growing. There would be, libido changes. Sometimes there might be an increased sex drive. Sometimes she will experience a decreased sex. Everything just like that. So if you're not intentional, so you can see the word, being very intentional. If you're not intentional about your sex life as couples and how to spice things up, how to become more intimate ever than before, it's going to cause problems, just like we're experiencing now. I know it's not easy. I don't have a perfect home either. I'm sometimes I engage therapists too, like therapy. You come and give me therapy too. Even myself, I need someone to talk to me. Wow. Because you can't know it all in life. So what I'm trying to say here is that when we realize these things, that truthfully speaking, sometimes I feel like I say the truth too much, and I pray it doesn't affect me one day. But honestly, I can't deny the fact that there are some times that you fall out of love with your partner. It happens to me. I don't know about other people, but I know it happens to them, except they don't want to accept the truth. Not like you don't like your partner or you don't, but at that moment or that particular time, you're just friends, It happens. But then what would make you get attracted to your partner again, or get your partner attracted to you again? It's because of you being intentional. What are these things that you do intentionally? When you intentionally maybe go on date nights to revive the relationship, talking. Sometimes when you talk, like heart to heart talk, you talk deeply. Just imagine you go on a date night with your man and you're talking, things you've not, you've probably never had that kind of freedom in years, especially when you have kids. Hey God, especially when you have kids, it's always very difficult, you know.
Right?
So even when you have kids and you have a family time, you go out to eat out and all, it's still not like when it's just both of you. The way you started, like just both of you in a club or maybe in a lounge or something, and you're just talking heart to heart, you know. So all of these things can actually affect one's sex life if one is not careful. And another thing here too is, you know, some people get married or get into a relationship with the mindset that I want to now become a good girl. Okay. Or I want to now become a good guy. I mean, we met ourselves in a kind of way, and you know, I can speak Yoruba now.
Of course.
Like, I want to say something very nasty now. Like, you know, Mokweje, Komije, you know, Ajowa,
and in the world.
Do you get Ajowa? Then, yeah, we are now married, and then all of a sudden, you now want to be doing, you want to be forming one spirit coco for me. Yes, now, see, there's, I posted a story some days ago. The man said, I don't know if you saw it.
I might.
The man said that, his wife, you know, maybe before they got married or maybe in the early years of marriage, something like that, she used to wear G-strings and tongues and all of that, and all of a sudden she doesn't wear it again. Even bought her gifts, like vow gifts, everything, like, babe, wear this. She'll say no, it's not Christian like. So, you know, all of these things too can, you know, affect you. Maybe you look a certain type of way before you got married or in the early years of your marriage. Why are you changing? And you just feel that, oh, because you are now older or something, you know, without your partner's consent. It's a different thing if your partner is also consented to it. It's like, oh, okay, this is our new way of life. That one is different. But you just wake up from nowhere, you know, and then you're changing. Maybe you used to give me a head before now. Then all of a sudden, no, without telling me,
just stopped.
You just no, now that is not done. You know, or maybe you used to give your partner a blow job, you know, I mean, something you do effortlessly and without him even asking. You're already giving him a nice blow job. Then all of a sudden you are changing. Then he's asking you, I just feel the new me. You know, these are the little things that we overlook that causes a lot of issues.
Another thing that I also noticed about women, like I think my girlfriends that I talk to, you know, most of them used to be like, men do not really know how to give women pleasures.
Yeah. Well, not all men, but some men.
Most men.
Yeah.
They don't know how to.
So let me
and you know, and the funny thing is, most of us like to hear it from women, you know, because you can actually tell us how it's your body, so you know how to tell us what you want and how you want us to make you feel. But a lot of women are also too shy, you know, to actually make demands, you know, from them. Okay, this is the way I want it.
Well, yeah. So that's also a thing. Okay. So now there's the aspect of women being too shy to actually, I mean, I run classes where I, you know, educate women on sex, you know, so there's this aspect that we talk about, you being expressive. I mean, if I want doggy, I'll tell you, guy, this is what I want, and that's what I want. I want you to touch me here, I want you to do it here. I feel every woman should be that expressive, but for some reasons, right, best known to some women, although, you know, we are raising awareness, and it's good to see that, you know, women are now coming out of their shells, talking, expressing themselves. I mean, when it comes to sexual pleasure, it's not just for the man only.
Yes.
You know, it wasn't written anywhere that it is only men that should enjoy sex. It's a two-way thing. We are to enjoy it together. It should be mutual. So if you can turn me over for a doggy, I should be able to tell you that, guy, you know, let's switch it this other way. I think I like, or touch me here, or pull me here, or do this here. You understand? Now, for men as well, majority of the men too, they feel that this is the way to have sex, and this is it. nobody can change it. This is the way we were told, or this is the way I feel because I'm a man. It is a man. I'm telling you, it is
True.
a man's thing, and that is it. So you see, if you follow my story, you would have been saying, I don't know if you see my question series. Like, I always ask questions,
I used to say
just to get people talking. So I always ask very deep questions. And honestly, when you read these responses, it might sound funny, fun and all, but there's a whole truth behind their responses. So when you ask ladies, what's your experience sexually with men, like your worst experience, and you begin to hear wives saying, my husband gives me oral, but what can I do? If I tell him that he's not doing it the right way, he's going to get angry, so I just manage it. And in his own mind, he's doing his best. Do you understand? But then why do you think she has decided not to even tell him how she wants to be pleasured? Because he might get angry. He might get angry. He might even be like, I know what I'm doing. This is the way to do it. Like for me now, I taught my husband how to give me a proper head. Right? Not like, he wasn't trying, but I would just be like, okay, when you're done, just tell me. And then he kept saying I was managing it at first, like, okay, the normal African girl now, like, just manage this. But then, for some reasons, my boldness was doubling. I just told him, that guy, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this, do it like this. And thankfully, he's not also the kind that, maybe he felt bad or he was quick to be like, that's what happens to some men. He took to correction immediately, and the other time was fantastic, So I feel that just women too should also be expressive. Not that you were with Amaka does not mean that the way you pleasured Amaka is the way you pleasure Chidima. So different women, different bodies, and it takes a man that understands that to actually pleasure, which whoever is with.
But is there a basic format?
There's no big, sometimes I say this to my class too, I also coach men as well, sometimes just paying attention can just be it, paying attention to details, simple details. If your woman is the type that she doesn't really like to talk, some women don't like to talk. Everybody cannot be like, I'll just open her mouth and just be talking, but you will know from her reactions. So you're touching her, maybe you're fingering her, for example. Now you will know if she likes it or she does not like it. If she does not like it, you will see it on her looks, the way she's responding, you will know. But some men do not pay attention. So you just feel that, let me just be doing like this, let me just be doing like this, I am just doing like this, and maybe you just assume she might not even be moaning. Maybe she's just kind of written in pain unknowingly to you. But to you, you think she's moaning, and you just assume that, she's moaning, she's enjoying it. She's not enjoying it. So, for what you said, I also feel that couples should just communication, being intentional with these things. These faces would come.
Yeah, but I think the ladies has more work to do. I'm serious.
Okay.
I think ladies have more work to do, because, like you said, Chidima's body is different from Cynthia's body. Yeah. Right. So at every point when Cynthia wants to do it, you should be able to tell him, this is what I like. This is what makes me.
He also, what if he's also the type that he's not ready to? There was one time that one man, now he booked a session for his wife. He narrated how the wife is the problem, everything. You're ready. I want you to. How many days is your class? I said 5 days. In that 5 days, I expect that on the 6th day she should be giving me all the stuff. He said so many things, and I was like, okay, sir. No problem, sir. We would talk. But so on. When I got to talk with him, the one was like, "Ireti, She was even telling me, when we got to the oral part, we were doing blowjob and all of that. She was even giving me the vibes that I wanted. She was telling me some stuffs and
like
all
she
of
knows,
that.
right?
She knows what's up, She knows what's up. When we were doing the riding class and all of that, sometimes we do practicals and
how do you do practicals?
we do practicals I actually show you writing techniques. We have a Zoom class
okay.
so we get practical and
With dildo?
No.
With human?
No.
I'm not just asking.
No. What we actually do is just you just show the movement.
Okay, movement. Okay.
Just the movement and all. That's just enough. Not that you not carry a dildo or So she was, so when we got, she was giving me. She practically did everything.
So what's the problem?
That you get that she now said it's very simple. She said she will go to work from morning till evening. She's tired. Her husband just expects her to. He just says, "Oh, let's have sex." That's how he asks for sex. Let us have sex, and you just expect her to open her legs, and you think you want her to be wet immediately. Then it wasn't working. Then she also told me that she doesn't like the way her husband is always having sex with her, so she thinks that her husband is the one that needs the class. Yeah. And then I went back, told the man. I didn't even know how I could tell him in the first place, because from the way he approached me, I already knew that this man is gonna have ego, there's a lot of ego in here. So sir, yes, we finished the class and all of that and I was like, sir, that I would also like to have you in a session. There are some things I would like to discuss with you, and I feel that this should be a mutual, when it becomes mutual, I'm sure that both of you will enjoy sex again and all of that. Then the man snapped, I don't need any session. I'm telling you, I don't need any session. I don't think that there's nothing wrong with me. I do everything. Sex every day. I can have sex every day. I was like, sir, it's not about that. It's not about. So I was forced to let him know that I think there is an issue with the timing here and your approach to sex. The man was like, hey, is there any other approach to sex again? Is there any this? It took me months. It took me months to convince him to have a session with me. Some people are that tough, but we always have our ways now. So I kept on, talking. Sir, when would you like to have a session? Trust me, you're going to love it. It's just a talk session. Just talk to me. And then when it came to, when we had the session, he never realized that he had an issue with his manner of approach. He now said, but she's not my wife. She's meant to be wet already now.
Oh.
Do you get that? Yes, that's what he said. Because that is what he feels. That has been his belief all the while. There are so many men like that.
Yeah, true.
Do you understand?
True. Yeah.
He also feels that it wasn't necessary to give a woman foreplay. Do you get?
Yeah.
He was like, I can't be wasting my time. That's what he said. I can't be wasting my time. What am I touching? She should just do the thing, and I'm like, Koribesa. And shaking it, do this thing, And then that was how we were able to, talk. I always try to make my classes fun.
I also think that women are very, very unpredictable.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to this sex thing. Right, okay. Some of you people, you behave like there's something. There are days that she would like it slow.
Okay.
There are days that she wants you to be a ruffian and destroy everywhere, and there are days that she doesn't want to do anything. I think there's a whole lot of hormonal issues, mood swings that women deal with, right? Like you people take care of, right? Is there anything men can do to understand that, okay, this is the mood she is today?
Yeah. Like I said, paying attention to details, simple details. Well, everything you just, analyzed here now, they're just details. So she's not in the mood, right? She's not giving you the vibe that you want. But then what are you really doing to help her get into the mood? You get? So sometimes men should also go the extra miles. Now, this is not to counter the fact that, I know that some women, they don't like to do anything. They just always want to be pleasured. They don't make efforts to, some women too also feel that foreplay is all about, it's only the guy that should give foreplay. They don't need to give foreplay. There's some women that they know how to receive very well, but they don't know how to give. You understand? So I'm not trying to cover up for women. I know that there's some women like that, which is wrong. We say it all the time. Yeah. But then, if you're a woman, you know that, there are times that if I hammer this babe, she's always ready and she will give it to me well. But then there are also times that she's not. It could be the times that we have mood swings, hormonal imbalance, maybe when you want to ovulate, you want to see your period, all of these sets in, it can affect your libido. So when you pay attention to these simple details, you can just flow with it. You can just flow with it. There are times that she wants it rough, like you said. There are times that she wants it slow. But trust me, I always tell men that when you understand your woman's button, you will get her at any time. Like, you can get her wet at any time, even when she doesn't even desire sex at that moment. It's just you knowing what to do at that right time. Sometimes, so your wife is, you can see that she's been working since morning. She's obviously tired, right? And then you're requesting for sex. You should know that she might turn you down. So while she was doing the chores, what did you try to do to help her to do? Or maybe when you came back after she was done with the chores and she's clearly telling you, I'm tired, I've been working since morning and all of that. How are you trying to help her get a relief to even take her to the mood for sex? Some guys don't fancy massages. A massage at that time can lead to sex. Yeah. But when you just want to finger her straight at that time, no, she's not going to allow you. She's going to, be like, please, I'm not in the mood, just leave me alone. Like that.
So if I want to be part of these classes, how do I engage?
Okay, so the classes are actually educative or very educative.
Yeah, I saw one.
Yeah,
I saw you posted one time like that. I watched it. Yeah, very educative. It was really nice. So a whole lot of couples there trying things with themselves. And,
so for my classes are basically, they're strictly on Zoom. Oh, okay. I do just online classes. I don't do physical classes for now. But if I'm invited to come to teach physically, maybe group of how am I going to put this? Like, we always
no, the one I saw, you were there physically, and there were lots of couples there too.
Like that's what I'm saying. That like some they'll be like, okay, we're having a conference or a seminar or something. Okay, so you come teach, or we want to have a night, whatever fun night. Then we go practical. The practical does not mean that I'll come with a man and be doing things or no. But the practical, sometimes we could just use dummies to practicalize or even pick a guy, pick a girl, humans, and or maybe couples that are there, not that they'll be having live sex, but just to teach anything, to just demonstrate, so but then the Zoom classes are strictly just via Zoom, one-on-one talk. It's always fun, talk, education. But then some other people do not see it as fun because they came with a different agenda.
Like what?
2 weeks ago, I said this on my live some days ago. So I said that someone paid for 3 sessions because we charge hourly, or you buy group of sessions in like a bouquet, that would take you for the whole therapy, whatever, and class. So this person bought 3 sessions. Normally you would have asked questions, and you didn't ask any question, and you just paid for 3 sessions. And I was wondering, okay, I sent him an email, and we were in the class, and I noticed that I was you don't judge by the looks, but to an extent, I'm gifted to know this one more Boshin law. Or this was in my mind I was like, what's this man doing in my class? Like, for everything I was saying, he was just looking at me.
So he came for something different.
So for every he was just looking at me, and for everything I was just saying was, the look was, when you're done talking, just let me know. I know everything you're saying. That's not really what I'm here for. I noticed from his looks, but then I had to just do my own job. So I was now asking him questions. So I noticed that the questions weren't sitting well with him. And the next thing, he was just like, can I just see your boobs? Oh my goodness. I was like, really? And I was in my mind, I was like, I knew it, because I knew from the way he was looking.
And this one is not here for.
I was like, no,
it's not here for class.
The guy was lost, and and when he said like, can I see your boobs? I was like, sorry, I didn't get that. It was like, you heard me. Can I see your boobs? I was like, we don't do that here. Did you read the description before you booked? So it was like, oh, that he thought that was what the whole session was all about. That he was actually waiting for that moment that maybe he thought I was going to start undressing. And I'm like, do you know how much are my classes? I mean, you paid 70k for, and I'm going to pull up and start giving you drama for 70k. In my mind, I was like, Shewa, okay, sir, And I was like, so I had to be like, no, we don't do that here. And no, it's an educative session and all of that. And I could see the disappointment on his face. Like, he paid to 210k. That's, for 3 sessions. So it pained him like, oh, wow. So, and I was even willing to do a refund. Like, would you like us to? He was like, no worry. Let me just. I just had to tell him, like, no, this is our.
So it's strictly an educative platform.
Yeah.
Nothing like
people miss. We have a lot of people posing as sex therapists.
Yes.
Some people just wake up and say
yes,
I'm now a sex therapist because I like sex or because I can talk about sex. But it's really way beyond that. There's a whole lot that goes in. You're taking care of people's mindsets. You're taking care of people's sexuality. That's what you're doing. So it involves a lot.
Yeah. I think one more thing that I would like to know is if you would advise guys what they can do to enhance their sexuality. Do you have any remedy or maybe any kind of organic substance that they can always use to take care of themselves? And women too, not just for men.
Yeah, so for me, maybe because I do a lot of therapy, I believe in mind conditioning, and that's why you see that some men will take some supplements to enhance their sex life, and it will still not work at some point because there's so much of belief, as in there's so much trust in the supplements, and too much of everything is bad. So everything still boils down to your mind and just some lifestyle habits. So really, if you exercise well, if you eat right, you tend to have a great sex life.
True.
So exercise well, eat well. Knowledge is, it's not bad as a man to seek sexual knowledge. You can equip yourself with more and more. Just you learn different things every day. So maybe there's a pattern that you feel like, oh, okay, if I give a head this way, it's fantastic. You'll be shocked that there are many. Yes, now just as they are inventing new toys. You will have one toy now. The way the toy would suck you feel so good. Then there's another toy that sucks too, but the way the other toy is sucking is different from the way that other one, and you just be like, oh god, so this one is even nice too. So what am I even trying to say? I'm not trying to compare toys to guys, to men, but then what I'm trying to say is that sometimes seeking more sexual knowledge too can be fantastic. And in trying to increase your libido or your drive or your performance with sex, it really has to do with what you take in, your diet, because we are all growing, and the truth is that as you're growing your sex life, there can be a decline in it, because there's what we call refractory period. So when you were younger, maybe you have sex now, you have rigorous sex now, and in another 2 hours you are pumped, you are ready to fire again. As you grow older, you see that you pump, you fire now, and you might not have another erection until night or maybe the next day or another time, right? It's your age that is setting in. But with simple lifestyle habits, you can be great with your performance. And with ladies as well too, mindsets is very, very key. Exercise is key. as little as just doing Kegel exercises for ladies, it can help you frame your vagina. Instead of looking for vagina tighteners and all those many things they insert inside the vagina,
better.
you know, it works better. You know, all these exercises, what you eat too. If you eat an apple a day for a lady, I mean, apples, it will make your, you know, vagina fresh. Yeah, good to eat. If you're into head.
I also learned that there's a whole lot of ladies that in a lifetime they've never reached orgasms before.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Is there anything they can do?
Yeah, every woman could. I mean, you can reach an orgasm, really.
And
so for some women, they are not just explorative. If you are too rigid, you will not have an orgasm. You are too excuse me, don't touch me here, don't hold me there, don't do this to me, don't you know, there's some women like that.
Yeah.
No, don't touch me here, no, just no, don't touch me there, no, don't do this to me. If you are too rigid, you won't even really enjoy sex the way you should. It takes you enjoying sex to have an orgasm, really. It takes you from a point of pleasure to another point of pleasure for you to experience orgasm. So if the pleasure is missing, you can't have an orgasm. If your mind is not involved in the sex, if you're not fully involved in sex, you can't have an orgasm. If you are not properly explored, you can't have an orgasm. So orgasm is not, it's not like for guys. You know, for you men, it's straightforward. Even if the girl is ugly or you don't really, there's no emotions. Once you put your penis inside, you orgasm and you ejaculate. I mean, and you may not orgasm and just ejaculate, but the end point is that you shoot out something and you feel relaxed. But for ladies, even if you have deep feelings for the person, there's still a lot that is involved. So just being open to
body and mind,
sex, and just free yourself. Just be free-minded and just enjoy it. You know, don't be too rigid.
Wow, nice. I learned so much on this one. So let's give them your social media handle so that people can follow you.
Okay.
And if do you have like a website if anybody wants to enroll into your classes where they can go? Okay, so my Instagram handle is Talk Sex with Ireti. Sex with Ireti. So the E in the sex is number 3. Okay. Because of Uncle Mark, you know. Oh, okay. So it's S3X. Free. S3X. Yeah. X3 X. So Talk Sex with Ireti. And my website, talksexwithireti.com. Okay, Talk Sex with Ireti. But that one is spelled correctly. Yes, correctly. Okay. That one is SEX. Yeah, X. And I write eroticas too. Oh yeah? Yeah, so I write eroticas. Whichever way you want it. You want it very nasty, I got you. You want it mild, I got you. So I mean, that's a fun thing that I like to do. Just write eroticas. And so you would find I have an Amaka series, Amaka and Ola, that are always doing very crazy stuff. Yeah. Okay. So I write about Amaka and Ola. That's my erotica. It's on my website. So if you want to catch up on it, you can just check it out. Just read and just be dripping and just be getting out. All right, guys. You have it all. So learn more, know how to pleasure your partners, and always have fun. See you guys next time. Bye. Women especially, they are very shy about their sexuality. As couples, if you want a threesome, for example, you know, as the guy, so you are open to threesomes, like you want to explore a threesome, you want to bring in another girl, then you should be open to, you know, another man digging your wife right there in front of you. It's the same thing. When I go to the gym and I see chest everywhere, I'm always confused, just like any guy would do. And you see different bum bums and everything everywhere. Are you supposed to be confused as a married woman?